Hi, here we are. I am so excited to share this little new technique that I've been trying out. And you could see right here, these simple little dabs of watercolors that makes just really wonderful note cards. Like this one here, it just makes a wonderful note card. I'm going to show it up close. And then you could make some smaller ones that look like little tags. So I thought I'd show you a couple of these that I've been kind of trying out, and I'm really, really liking it because they are so simple to make, and they are so adaptable to anything you want to do. I mean, can you imagine? You could just send somebody this little card like this, or you could put their name in the front, or you could just on these. I think that it'll be really great to just write little notes on the back of it. And on this one, you might want to, if you want to, you could put the person's name in the front or just put a little message, and then you could put it in the back, or you could write it in the front. And so there's just lots of different ways that you could use these. So let's go ahead and get started. So here I have right here a couple sheets. I'm going to try it on different kinds of watercolor papers. And so what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to cut them exact to size. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and kind of do random shapes because I just think that these little things, when they're just cut out so perfect, it just, I don't know, I just really like it when it's just kind of randomly cut. So I'm going to cut one about this size, kind of a postcard size. So here I go with that. And then what's left right here, I might just cut a little piece right here. And then what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to just kind of round out the corners. And believe me, these look really, really good when they're just not perfect. You know, you could just cut them crooked or however you want to do it. So here's another little one. So I might just go ahead and cut this one off into a rectangle. And then I'm going to cut a few pieces from my hot press. So this is a cold press watercolor, 140 pounds. And I'm using a brand that's called Arches. Let me show you. I'm just trying these two out right now because somebody told me that these were really good watercolor papers. So I went and just ordered a couple and I'm just trying them out for the first time. So you're kind of with me on that one because I'm just not sure how they'll be. But so let me just cut another one. And then I'm just going to cut this into half. And so I have like varieties of cards that's here. So I'm going to go ahead and start. So let me start with a large one right here. And this, I'll be using this is a cold press. Not hot press is smooth, cold press is not as smooth. So what you do with these is, well, what I do with these is I try to mix some colors from my watercolor palette. And I'm going to just start out with using lavender. And I want this lavender to be kind of cool. So I'm just add a little bit of blue. And I make them very, very thin. And then I put my brush to the side and I just go ahead and wet the corner of my watercolor paper. And I might just go ahead and take one and, you know, you just kind of has to be random. You don't have to be just perfect. I think these random pieces are really neat because, I don't know, you just kind of, you don't think about anything. You just kind of put blobs on here. So let's see, I think I'm going to see if I could add maybe just a little bit of blue to this to give it a little bit more variation. Um, you know, this is kind of difficult for me to say what I'm doing because I'm really not paying much attention. I'm just kind of wanting to do just here and there. I might just put a little piece there. And then maybe I'll just put a kind of like a little spot right here. All right. So I'm going to let this one dry just a little bit before I go on with this. So let's try a hot press one now. And what color? Let me see here. Um, I might just do this one with blue and see how that comes out. Well, this hot press really comes out it's very different. The feel is really different. I'm not used to working with these, so. And let me see if I could add just a little bit of pink, introduce some kind of a. So here's my little blobs for that one. I might just kind of go like that. I might just add a couple of little strips right there to break it up so it's not so. Now I'm going to I'm going to use another color. I'm going to use this small one and I'm going to do a olive. Try olive color. I'm going to get my brush really wet. I am really crazy about this really wet methods right now. So ever since I made the heart, I really, really like it. I'm just going to press my brush to the side and I'm going to go down. And then I might come to this side and just kind of add a little blob. You know, there really isn't much you have to do. And if you want to, you could do this. I don't know if you could see it or not. Can you see what I did? So, as you could see, there really is no rhyme, no reason for doing this. And let's take this one here. Let's see if it's kind of dry. Yeah, it's almost dry. So I'm going to take now a smaller brush. This is, I think, a number 2 or even number 1. I'm not sure, but I'm going to be working more with navy blue again, with lots of water. And then I may be putting like a little branch-like effect right here. Nope, it's not really dry yet. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and paint another background. Let's see how you know, I just really don't think that I'm getting that much out of this hot press paper. The hot press paper is very smooth and I'm just not really crazy about this smooth look. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stay with for now, I'm going to stay with this and my cold press. So I'm going to, let me see. I think I'm gonna try a little something with pink in it now. Get my brush very wet and I'll use a pink right here. Oops. And I'm going to, wow, that's really pretty. And I'm going to go this way. Can you see what I'm doing? You just dab in that water right there. And then to break it up, I may just do a little bit of green up here. And then I might just do a little bit of blue. I got all different colors right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that dry. So let me pull up my first thing. So I'm going to start. See if I could do this again without it smearing. I'm not sure. I'm kind of a little nervous about that. I think I'm just going to start from right here and maybe start putting some. Okay, this is working out really good. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some leaves right there and maybe another one. See how this little fine point watercolor brushes are so neat just to be able to draw things, you know. And then I may put uh, a lavender pink. I might just put just a little bit of maybe a flower here. Mm, I may put something flower coming down this way. Aren't these pretty? And so they don't even have to look like flowers. I mean, but it's kind of like the idea of it. But you just don't have to make it real look like anything, you know? You kind of make it shaped like. So maybe I'll put another one down here. Just a little thing there. And then I think this needs something like, you need some kind of a color here that's another color. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dab this kind of a wheat colored paint. And I might just put a little dab here. I might just go ahead and put this at the bottom of this flower. And maybe this one here needs a little stem. See, the whole thing here is that you just don't know what these are. They're just blobs, you know? So you might just put few little marks of that wheat color right here. And maybe here. And maybe here, I'm just gonna go ahead and try this again. There it goes, it works now. Now I'm gonna put little leaves on here, but they don't really look like leaves, right? I'm just kind of making little marks that looks like leaves. Wow, that looks really nice. And then I might just go ahead like this and put another couple more. So the whole idea is that they don't really look like anything, but they make beautiful, beautiful background colors that you could do things with. You could write on it. And some of the things you do, you can make it very clear, like I'm doing right here. See, that piece is really clear. And I just might go ahead and put a little dab in this corner. And I don't think there's any more that I need to do. I mean, this is really lovely. I love it. Okay, there you go. This one is, I think, is done enough. See how pretty that is? So this one is that, and then let's just do another one where I was starting out with one that was a little green in here. This one here is just a real simple one. So um, this one here, I might just go ahead and put dark green. And I like to add just a little bit of black. So I may just go ahead and draw a line going up. It needs to be a little bit darker. So I'll add just a little bit more black because it just, to me, that color just blends in too much. And I'm just gonna put a bunch of a little tiny little pine leaves, looks like. And I'm just gonna carry up this way. And I may just bring one down this way. So there's just nice little pieces there. And then I'm going to add to give this some life, I'm gonna add some little berries on these. I might just add a few little here. And I think that that's enough. I mean, it just looks really lovely. If you put too much on, you know, you can't really put your own writing on it. So can you see how these are done? And yeah, and then just show you another one that I did earlier is this one. It's just a little tiny card, and then I put little flowers on the bottom instead of the leaves. All right, so let's go ahead and I think that this piece here is just lovely by itself. I wouldn't do anything to it. I would just go ahead and make this into a little note card, or you could just put that inside with it, your little saying on the back, and maybe you could try putting their name in the front. So let me see if I could try putting a name. I'm going to take this one that I didn't really finish yet. So if I'm giving this card to somebody with a special name, I probably would write it in here, and I might say, I have a niece named Amy, so I'm just going to go ahead and write here in the center, down, down, pressure down, down, down. So I might do something like that, and then I might just go ahead and put a little heart underneath. And then I would put a, well, this one here needs a little something, so let's go ahead and do a, let me see here. I might just go ahead and give her a little flower at the bottom. Just a little tiny flower, just to add a little bit of interest here. And I might just go ahead, give a couple leaves here. So you see how you could just add a little bit of touches of interest, but it really doesn't take much. Um, and maybe on this little piece on top, I'm going to maybe add just a little bit of lines or something like that here. And that's all. And then I will take a hole puncher and I will punch a hole. Let me see here. You know, I've had this hole puncher for a long time. I think I bought it at Michael's or something. And I really like it because you could punch a whole bunch of cards out at the same time. And it goes through real thick pieces of paper too. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get some ribbon. And then I'm going to put this ribbon through this card. Ribbons always really add nice touch to the cards. It just makes the cards look so delicate and feminine. And just tie it up. There we go. Let me put this on something to show you. See, that's how it comes out. Isn't that lovely? It is so delicate. I just love these. And so you could go ahead and make these, and you can make all these different sizes, and then you would just save them. Here's another one I did. And another one. All right, so I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope that it gives you some ideas on how to use your watercolors in lots of different ways, and how you can make all these. I mean, you know, the more watery you make your watercolors, the more delicate they appear. But you know, that's not the only way to use it, but this is one way that I really enjoy using my watercolors, and it's so meditative, and it just gives me so much relaxation from able to do this. So sometimes, you know, I'll just sit here and just make a whole bunch of these little cards, and it's just so enjoyable, and it just clears your mind. So I hope that you will go try some of these and let me know how it's working out. Go ahead and post what you made in our Artful Giving community site. I love to see what you did. All right. Thank you.